It is about darn time here for us to do Minden Monday. Sorry, I'm focusing my camera because someone unfocused it. I'm telling you, someone came in here. All right, we're good to go. We're live streaming right now on Facebook and on YouTube. If you want to see us play Beat Mercedes. I'm like totally losing my train of thought here. Are we ready to do this?
We're ready to do this. This thing started at what, a $500 diamond pendant or $100 diamond pendant? Either way, it's up to $1,900. What a diamond pendant you can win if you can identify a song faster than Mercedes. No one's been able to do it since the beginning of the year.
Is today going to be the day where someone beats me, or are we going to hit the $2,000 mark? Well, let's find out. Let's get our contestant on the line this morning.
It is Lulu. Good morning, Lulu.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm awake.
That's good. That you're ahead of the game because I'm not fully awake. So you may have an advantage here. I am going to step away and going to hand you off to JC and Steph. And good luck. I truly wish you the best of luck. I want you to beat me. So bye bye.
All right, she's stepping away. She is taking her headphones off. Let me bring in Steph here. Lulu, how was your weekend?
Trying not to drown with all the crazy rain and thunderstorms.
Seriously, humid and everything else. My gosh, give me that dry weather. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to play some test audio. I just want to make sure you can hear everything down the phone line. So I'm going to play some audio. This is not the song. Just let me know that you can hear the actual audio, okay?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, you can hear the perfect. So the next sound you hear will be the actual song, will be the actual contest. So once we start, we're going to start the song. As soon as you know it, just say, got it. We'll stop the clock, stop the song, and you have 5 seconds to correctly identify artist and title, all right?
Okay.
Steph, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let me make sure I got everything dialed in here. A lot of buttons I got to push. I want to make sure everyone has a fair shot. And Lulu, it starts now. Okay. Go ahead, Lulu. Artist and title, please.
Who will save your soul, Jewel?
You are correct.
Nice.
Nice. You
never know.
I see her.
Oh, you do?
She's standing in the shadows of her studio, just staring in here. Lulu, though, I mean, that was a hard one to get.
I think that was very hard to get. Now, is Mercedes going to beat you, or maybe she might buffer a little bit on the title?
I tell you what, it's been a Monday morning, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
a little bit.
So it's 9 seconds. Lulu, hold on 1 second. I hit the check button, right? So I have to put her on hold?
Yes.
Okay, I'll put you on hold. Hold on 1 second, Lulu. So Lulu is now on hold. Stop the song there. And now we can bring back in Mercedes. Here she comes. She was standing behind her little Mercedes in the morning sign in the shadows of the sign. It was so funny. Yeah.
Oh, I wish we caught that on video on our 7 a.m. social club.
It was so funny to look up. I saw you. There's like a huge shadow behind you. It looked like you're just standing in the shadows staring.
I was staring at you. I don't know what's going on, but I saw you, and yeah, it looked like it was a good thing. I'm not going to lie, based on your facial reaction.
All right, you ready, Mercedes?
Oh man.
Let me reset some clocks.
Okay.
Make sure it's not playing.
I'm actually not ready, but okay, we can do this.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start here in a second. As soon as you know it, you say, got it. I stop the clock. Give me artist and title. And you start now.
Got it.
Go on.
Who Will Save Your Soul by Jewel.
You are
Oh my gosh.
correct.
If I didn't listen to that CD over and over and over when it came out, she would have had me. Oh my gosh, that means Lulu, I'm sorry.
Wait, you don't know what Lulu did it in.
I'm sorry. I know there's no way she got it faster than me.
Mercedes, you did it in 2.1 seconds. Lulu did it in 9.6
It's because it
seconds.
took too long. I knew it. I figured it out. When you guys
You
take
can't be
long,
looking at us. You can't be looking at us.
You know what? Maybe I should
You
leave.
shouldn't. You should
but then
leave.
you're gonna have to come out and get
Yeah,
me.
we'll come get you.
Okay,
Yeah,
then I'm fine with
yeah.
that. I just knew. I'm like, I saw your reaction. It looked pleasant, but I was like, there's no way she beat me on that one.
I was pleasant. That's a hard one. I thought both of you would have a hard time on that.
But I
Me too.
told you, like, I listened to that CD religiously. I'm sorry, Lulu. I'm so sorry.
And that's also the fact that we both worked at Mix 94.1 in the late 90s. You could not escape that
How many
song.
times have I heard that song? Probably 8 billion times.
Well,
Every time, if I had $1 for every time I've heard that song, I probably would have won the Mega Millions.
That means Mercedes, you win again. And that means the jackpot now goes to $2,000. A $2,000 diamond pendant from Mike Lehman and Diamond Jewelers will be up for grabs next Monday.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to. I can't throw the competition. I definitely can't.
No.
But I really. Is it bad to say I don't want to win anymore?
No, you can't. You got to keep going. You got to keep going.
I really wanted her to win.
So we will play it again next Monday at 7 a.m.
On your radio,
I love it.
on your phone,
I can just pull it up anywhere that I'm at.
on your smart speaker.
It's so easy to listen on my smart speaker.
I knew there was no way she was going to meet me on Jewel. Just friendly advice. I know you picked the songs, right?
I
You pick
send
the song?
I send 3 songs to Jay and Steph,
Yeah.
and then they decide which song out of the 3. And I throw obscure. I throw like I'll give you this week's songs that I had thrown out their way.
I think you should pick a classic rock song.
I always throw it out, but they,
Although that Tom Petty one I did get.
like this week's songs, I threw out Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream, which we used in the test run. I threw out Jewel, Save Your Soul, and then Garbage, Stupid Girl, which we did Garbage, so Steph pointed that out.
I would have gotten that one too.
You go to a couple weeks ago, I had The Romantics, What I Like About You, The Calling, Wherever You'll Go, or I said maybe a boy band. You go back a few more weeks. 4th of July week, I did Billy Joel, Piano Man, Pearl Jam, Jeremy, and then James Brown, Living in America.
Stephanie says, I'm telling you, pick a country song. She has a point. That would probably get me, unless it was like mainstream country. Well, like I don't listen to a lot of current country, so that would probably get me.
Like a Keith Urban or a Carrie Underwood or something like that, or you go back
Well,
like
it
George
depends.
Strait.
Oh, I would get old country because my dad listened to that.
If you're watching
So,
right now, you
what
can
was the funny thing that you guys said?
Oh, but
Oh.
wait, if someone's watching right now, if you have song suggestions, email me. Send me an email. That way I have some ideas because we love to come up with some different songs. Oh, the funny thing that went down?
Yeah.
We do a test run here. And I'm not sure if you guys can see the song or not that I play in the test run. And so the test run, the song was Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream. But I jumped into the system and I relabeled the song Tom Cochrane, Life is a Highway. So the song plays, so the song starts as it's playing Tom Petty's Running Down a Dream, but the screen says Tom Cochrane's Life is a Highway. Steph went the full 20 seconds. She didn't get it, so I stopped it. And then she took a wild shot in the dark and she said, is it Tom Cochrane, Life is a Highway?
Were you cheating?
So what I was doing was I was like, I really don't know this song. So, and once the 20 seconds was up, I looked down and I was like, oh, I'm like, but that's not the song. So I'm like, I'm just going to give it a wild shot in the dark because is it Tom Cochrane? And he goes, it's Tom Petty. And I was like, so he was revealing, or he was hiding, so I wouldn't reveal the answer when he presses it.
Yeah. So that was
Wait,
my
I
little,
don't get it. But
So when the song was playing, I was like, I don't know the song. So when the 20 seconds up, the 20 seconds is
so
up.
you looked at the song.
And then I looked down at it. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
that's not right though. So I just guessed anything at that point.
That's funny.
I'll
But
tell you
that's
what,
funny. You should do that.
it's weird when a song is playing. It's a mind game when it's playing in my head. I'm looking at it. I know it's Tom Petty, Running Down a Dream. But I look at the screen. It says Tom Cochrane, Life is a Highway. It messes you a little bit.
It does. I bet you it does.
So that was a little shenanigans I did.
That's pretty funny.
That is funny. I like that. Keep doing that.
But it's hard to guess.
Yeah.
And did it start at 100 or 500 this year?
Oh.
I think it started at 100. Remember, because we were coming
think
back
so.
from vacation and we were upset that it couldn't pick up.
Oh, that's right.
where it
Carry over.
was.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
your streak goes on to, we started this, what, in October, November?
That's a great question.
You have a strong streak going here.
I'm not sure.
It had to have started. It actually didn't even start in January. Remember, it took a while to approve. So we started back in March.
This started in March?
hmm
Wow.
But when we first started it ever, I want to say it started in October or November.
March seems like 2 months ago.
When Lulu picked up, the first thing I heard was Lululemon in my mind.
Ah,
I was gonna say Lulu like Lululemon.
Lulu.
What'd you get, JC? What'd you eat for dinner last night that made you full?
It was Thai food. It was just chicken and rice though, but it was a lot of chicken.
That's
Listen.
funny. I had Thai food yesterday too, but
Did
for
you?
lunch.
It was good. Laura wanted some like this place. They have really good soup there, so she wanted soup. So I'm like, yeah, just give me some kind of chicken dish. It was. I felt like it was clean, but it's like there was a sauce on top. It was just a lot of it. Just went to town. So full. I was the same way. I went to bed Saturday night like feeling pretty good. Wasn't stuffed.
I was pretty
Saturday?
tipsy.
yeah, you and I drank a lot.
We did. I don't usually get wine drunk, and it's definitely different.
In a bad way or a good way?
I don't know if it's either. I just know that it's different. Like I feel like I'm more mellow.
Yeah, it relaxes me.
Yeah.
Was our boss drunk?
Oh my God. Yes.
Was he drunk? What do you mean? With all the incidents happening? I was like, oh my gosh.
I was tipsy. I could tell because
Yeah.
when I got in the car, when Matt and the girls picked me up, I wouldn't stop talking. And I was like, oh my God, I keep talking. I gotta shut up.
For me, it was the opposite. I was right when James picked me up, I was like, I'm so tired. He goes, are you hungry? I'm like, no. And then he's like, you sure? You're usually hungry after you eat out with other people because I try not to eat too much. But the wine, it filled me up.
Yeah. And
You guys had a cab too, right? You went Pinot and then cab?
no, we didn't even go Pinot. We just went straight to cab.
Oh, that wine that they bought for the table was cab?
Yeah, or that or oh no, you know what? That was a Pinot. You're right. That was a Pinot. And then we just got a glass of cab after. So we had a cocktail when we got there. And then we shared that bottle of wine with everyone, which in reality, I'd say we had like a glass and a half of that one. Because we had our glass and then we shared JC's glass.
Oh, that's right.
And then we ordered another glass of wine after that before we left for dessert because Steph and I didn't want dessert. We just decided we'd have a glass of wine.
Our
And
dessert is wine.
Yeah. And then we went upstairs and then we got another glass of wine.
And that was it.
So that was 2.5 glasses of wine and a cocktail. And that's definitely over my limit.
I was kind of worried about the cocktail because I was like, oh shoot, I'm going from a cocktail to wine. This is gonna be
What was
fun.
the cocktail called? Like Power Up or something? Or Power?
What was it? It was really good. It was grapefruit. Oh, what was it?
Vodka.
Vodka and grapefruit and pamplemousse. Pump it up. That's what it was called.
Pump it up. Yeah, but it was fun. I think even after when everyone was ordering dessert and Mercedes looked over at me, he's like, do you want to get a glass of wine? I was like, only if you do.
I was like, yes.
I was like,
I'm not a big dessert person. I really am not. And that's why I'd rather just have another glass of wine.
Meanwhile, JC's taking the tray, the dessert tray.
Oh my gosh, I had no self-control.
That was funny.
None. That was so good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Katy Perry's only 9 o'clock, right?
Right.
Have you ever thought about going on the game Beat Shazam?
I have. I play it like we watch it and I play it. And the only problem is on that one, well, so the initial round is just people buzzing in.
Yeah.
And my like reflexes suck. I would just, I that's what I worry about. And but it's the final round. I always do really well on. However, they pick a lot of categories that I don't think you would. Like they'll have like disco.
Oh.
I'll never get those. They'll have like classic rock, which I'm hit or miss on that. So
Good to know on the disco part.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Those are my
Staying Alive next week.
yeah. I would probably lose.
MTV turns 41 today. MTV launched August 1st, 1981. Mercedes, do you know what the first video ever played on MTV was?
I do. It is by the Buggles, and
Go
it's
on.
called Radio Killed or Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yes. Do you know what the second music video ever played on MTV was?
No.
It is this one right here. Pat Benatar.
Oh. You could have picked this song for Beat Mercedes. I would have missed it. I don't know that song. Wow.
Yeah, so happy birthday to MTV. They turned 41 today. Britney Spears finished her tell all memoir, but we won't get to read it anytime soon because there's not enough paper. Apparently, there's been a global shortage of paper from a lot of people ordering books during the pandemic. There's also a labor shortage in the paper plants. Her book was originally supposed to come out in January, but it's now up in the air until this whole paper shortage thing gets sorted out. Some people say, why not just do it digitally? Well, there's still people that like to hold a hard book and read it, but we'll see what happens. She got a $15 million advance for this book deal, by the way.
Wow. I mean, people really want to hear her story, I think.
Yes, absolutely. You watched the guy from BTS perform at Lollapalooza last night, right?
J-Hope.
J-Hope.
Yes.
Did you see Metallica perform? Were they Thursday night, Metallica?
They were Thursday night. Yeah. Remember I came in Friday morning and I was like, oh my God, Metallica was so good.
That's
Yeah.
right. Forget what we did an hour ago. Are you kidding me? Well, Joe Quinn from Stranger Things got to meet Eddie Munson's hero, Metallica. The band invited him backstage at Lollapalooza. It's kind of cool. James Hetfield said, I'm a big fan of the show since season 1. My kids and I, it's been a bonding experience for us. Thanks for doing our song Justice, by the way. You definitely did. And then Joe said that that's all he's been listening to for the past 2 years has been Metallica. And then Metallica did a quick Master of Puppets jam session with him before giving him a replica guitar of the one he uses in the show.
It was really sweet. I watched that video and he was really just like taken aback by the whole thing. He just seems like the nicest guy in real life.
He does, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
I like him.
A couple other Stranger Things videos that are out. They released 8 minutes of bloopers from the show. They're saying if you haven't watched it, if you're not caught up, don't watch the bloopers because there's spoilers in it. But he had 8 minutes of bloopers. And then they did a cool thing when they released the audition tapes, but they had all the cast watching their audition tapes together. To
Oh,
see
that's
themselves
funny.
and their little kids auditioning for the role and stuff like that.
It's weird to watch season 1 and then see how they look now. They're just so they grow up. It seems like they grow up so fast.
Yes, absolutely. So Renaissance, that new album from Beyonce. Did you listen to that at all over the weekend?
No, I did not. I mean, I listened. No, I take that back. I did listen a little bit on Friday to it. It's really good. It's very dancey. I like it though.
Now, fans are starting to break down her lyrics. Was she sending any messages in her songs? There's a song on there called Cozy.
Comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. Comfortable in my skin, cozy.
Now, there's a line in there that they're questioning if Beyonce is talking about her sister Solange. Remember in 2014, that elevator fight with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
So there's this line. I'll play it right here. Well, the line is, might I suggest you don't bleep with my sis because she's comfortable? Here is the line.
I suggest you don't mess with my sis. Ooh, 'cause she comfortable. Comfortable in my skin.
Summerson, is that a reference to the elevator
I
incident?
bet.
Mhm.
I was talking to I think it was maybe Steph about the album and listening to it, and I told her I had a theory, and I actually saw a couple of people say this too online, where it's supposed to be a 3-act album, right? Like, so this is act 1 of this, and there's going to be 2 more acts, and the sound of this album is very retro, kind of disco-ish, kind of dancey, and she uses samples from a lot of artists of the past, you know, Khalees and Donna Summer. And so the theory is that this act is the past, the next one will be the present, and then the next one will be her future sound.
Ooh,
So,
that's a good
I
theory.
thought that was kind of interesting.
That's a real good theory. We have lots to come on the show, including next hour, 1 hour from right now. Your tickets to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers this weekend at Allegiant Stadium. Those tickets are yours when you win Heads Up around 8:25. We'll have time to squeeze one more song in before the
Okay.
topic.
We could talk more about Saturday or things you can always depend on.
Yeah, like either one of those. Yeah.
Or me asking the passport lady if I can take another picture.
You already do some of your passport stuff here? You hit that
Sure.
earlier. Yeah.
So like we could talk about like what's something rude that customers do at your job, maybe as like a public service announcement to people, let them know, don't do
Yeah.
this. I don't she was actually nice about it, but then afterwards Matt was like, that was kind of rude. I was like, it was? I didn't think so. She was fine with it. And now I'm upset because I have a passport picture for the next 10 years that I'm
Yeah. How long is the passport? 10 years?
10 years
Mm.
stuck with it.
So your last one was taken 10 years ago then?
Yeah.
Wow. I bet
Or-
they look the same. You don't age.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. But I did look different because I was I was tanner and my hair was parted on the side, and that kind of drove me crazy. I'm like, I don't like this side part. But I think they send you back your old passport. There's another thing that makes me nervous with passports. Are we talking here? Are we teasing?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind. I'll tell you.
On that 15 south congestion. No delays though on 95 north through downtown this morning though, as all lanes are open in the area. Injury crash still blocking a right lane on southbound Decatur just past Craig Road. Mitch Kelly with your time saver traffic.
When you're happy and you know it in San Diego, there's no limit to how you can show it. Endless sunshine, coastline, and outdoor adventures inspire waves of feel-good vibes. Plan your trip today at sandiego.org.
Mix 94.1. Coming up.
You're going to want to hear this.
Do you work in a business where you'll have a rude customer? They'll do something rude, and you just want to let everyone know, don't do this if you're a customer at my business. What is your PSA that you want to say about your job? I did something on Friday at a business. I didn't think it was rude, but then after I did it, my husband was like, that was rude. I was like, it was? Oh my gosh, now I feel terrible. So we'll talk about that coming up next. It's Mix 94.1. Do you guys get nervous when you guys both have passports, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to send in your birth certificate. I just renewed mine, so I didn't have to, but like Brooklyn, she has to apply for a new one since she's a kid, and I have to give them her actual birth certificate. Not a copy, but her birth certificate is gone there, and I just get so nervous about them having her birth certificate. And when I did mine, when they had my birth certificates, like
We had to send them in?
Yeah.
and they send them back. They
Yeah.
give them back to you, but I just get so nervous about someone else having her birth certificate.
When I applied for my passport, I didn't know it was supposed to be the original birth certificate, so I only brought a copy. So I had to, they said, sorry, we need the original. I was like, are you serious? I waited all this line, this whole application process, whatever. So I was like, all right, well, I'll book the appointment again. So I went down to the courthouse, is where you go to get your birth certificate, right? Birth certificate, or wherever you go.
I had mine. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So I went down because I didn't have the original. My mom had it, and my mom lives like 2 hours away. So I needed to get my original. I think it's the courthouse or wherever you go. And I was like, give me 5 because I don't want to send one and they lose it or whatever. But so I have like 4, I have like tons of my original birth certificate.
Oh,
'cause I
wow.
was
That's
scared
nice.
to send out just that one.
Yeah, we just have the one. I should ask them for copies.
Yeah.
By the way,
copies
can you
and
guys
stuff.
hear me in this mic?
Yeah.
Can you
I
hear
can hear
that?
you,
Do you hear the tap?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know because I just looked at my settings and something seemed off.
Do they
Okay.
put imprint, what do they do on? Is it birth certificate? Do they put your prints of your hands and feet on the birth certificate or no? They ever do that?
No. I think that's like a cute
Hospital
little
Or just-
little keepsake type
Or is
thing
this
that
for
they
fun?
maybe do. Yeah.
They're like puppy dogs. All prints.
Fingerprints, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have anxiety until they send back her birth
Yeah,
certificate. Yeah,
I
I
would
just
too.
keep thinking of it floating out in the abyss somewhere.
Wait, so is there a current one like a baby picture of her?
Mm-mm.
What'd you say?
I said, is Brooklyn's current passport like a baby picture of her?
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a baby. Like
No
if you look
way.
at her. Well, I mean, it was hers was 5 years ago, so she was 8.
Yeah. Here we
Yeah,
go.
so she. I'm having a panic attack because I feel like I was possibly a rude customer. Tell me if this was rude, okay? Just give your opinion. So I was at the post office on Friday, me and the whole family. We were going there to renew our passports. And my husband and my passport expires in January. My girls, theirs doesn't expire till April, but I was like, let's just all do it at once. because when we were in France, there was an issue that we were talking about in the 7 a.m. social club where we got separated because you're supposed to have a good 6 months on your passport remaining when you leave the country. A lot of countries require it. And if you don't, then you kind of get flagged, and we got flagged. So anyway, we decided to make an appointment. We go down to the post office, and they were really nice. They're like, "You have an appointment?" I said, "Yeah, it's this time." They're like, "Okay, have a seat. We'll call you when you're ready." And I have all my paperwork. I filled out everything online, printed it out, had all of our IDs, birth certificates, all that stuff. And the only thing we needed to do was have her file it and then take new pictures. So I go and she's like, "Who wants to go first?" So I send the girls first, then I send Matt, and then I go last. Okay. That's how I always do it. Everybody goes first, make sure they're all taken care of, then I go last. So she takes my picture and I'm standing in front of the white thing, and she's like, "Okay, you can smile. I didn't realize you."
I thought you couldn't smile.
She let us smile. We all smiled. I thought that too. It could, but with my daughter, she's like, "You can smile," and so she smiled, and so I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna smile."
Because last year I got mine taken, they said you can't smile. So I'm like this, stone faced.
We smiled.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
that's a plus.
So I smile, and I'm like, "Geez," and then she takes the camera and she has me look at it, and I go, "Ugh, can I take another one?" And she's like, "Sure," but she said it like that, "Sure," kind of like, "Okay." So I go, I change my stance a little, move my hair a little bit. I'm like, and she shows it to me. And I look at my husband, and he's giving me this look like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." She goes, "Well, which one do you like better?" I was like, I don't like either." And she's like, "Do you want to take another?" I'm like, "It's fine. It's fine." I'm like, "Just the first one. Let's just go with the first one." She's like, "Well, I like the second one better." I was like, "I do not like the second one at all." And so I was like, just go with the first. She goes, "Well, this is going to last you 10 years. You should probably like the one you go with." I go, "It's fine. The first one." Cause my husband was giving me a look. So after we leave, he goes, "That was rude." I'm like, "What was rude?" He goes, "Asking for a retake." I'm like, "She showed it to me." Almost like, "Is this the one you want to go with?" I'm like, "That was not rude." Do you think that was rude?
I honestly, I don't think it was rude. Were they super busy? Was there a long line?
No, we were the only ones there.
It's flipping the camera around, showing it to you. Now, if you were done like 4 or 5, 6, she offered it. Take another one, great. If you're done like maybe more, 5, 6 photos, then we're like, okay, enough already. It's not a photo shoot. It's a passport
I really
photo.
wanted to go for the third photo though, because I did not like 1 and 2 at all. And I'm stuck with it now.
I'm sure it's a very, very pretty picture. You never take a bad photo. Your photos are always flawless. So I'm sure it's a wonderful picture. Also, I'm so stuck on the thing you're allowed to smile, because that's a huge plus. I did non-post office. I went to, there's some photo shops here. I went to Walgreens, and the lady took my picture and said, "You can't smile." And I said, "Why can't I smile?" She said, "You can't." I'm like, "Yeah, but if I'm traveling, I'm going to be happy about it. So I'll probably be smiling when I look at the passport." She said, "Don't smile." So I didn't smile. I said, "Look how mean."
What if you're leaving the country for a funeral or something? You're not going
Oh,
to
it's true. I think with the 2 asks, I think you're safe. I think 3 might have been pushing it.
Oh, because I really wanted to go for that third one, because I figured out what I was doing wrong. First picture, my hair was kind of in my face.
Mm-hmm.
The second picture, I moved it out, but my chin was too high up. So my face looks really wide. The third would have been perfect. I would have tilted my chin down just a little, put my hair. Oh, if I could go back, I would change it.
Can you slide back today?
It's already we already submitted it. It's already gone.
Now every time your future trips, you go to Paris again, wherever.
I'll bring in the picture. I have the extra one. They give you 2.
Yeah.
I'll bring in the picture. You guys can tell me honestly. I don't like it. But what's the thing that you consider rude in your workplace, but maybe customers don't realize it's rude? Is there something for you? I feel like I didn't mean to be rude, but my husband said it was rude. If she didn't want me to ask for another one, why would she have shown me the picture?
I think the safe thing is there wasn't a line. If it was super busy and there was a line of people behind you, I could see how that might come across as rude, because she probably wants to get people out there as fast as possible, and you're just slowing up the line by taking multiple photos. But if you guys are the only one there, I don't think it's a bad thing that you did a couple photos. I think you're safe.
I did want to it was so funny because my daughter, when she went up, she did a tilt to the side like she was being all cute. And she goes, "Oh no, you can't turn to the side. It's got to be straight on."
Be dead on.
So she was so mad that she had to go straight on because she knows her angles.
I was trying to think when you brought this up, like rude things that people do for us at work in radio. And I really couldn't think of something that someone does that listens to the show or calls the show. But to me, the rude thing is when you tell someone where you work, like, oh, I work at a radio station, Mix 94.1, and like, oh, I don't listen to radio.
Who listens to radio
who does that
anymore?
anymore? I do podcasts, but like, you know what? That's fine. You don't have to go do a rant. If you told me you worked at Outback, I wouldn't be like, I don't like steak. Who eats steak nowadays? Oh my, I would never. I love Outback, but I would never react to someone that way. For some reason, when you say you work in radio and they don't listen to the radio or another radio station, they kind of go off on a little bit of a tangent sometimes.
Yeah, like they feel very comfortable telling you that they don't listen. It's funny.
I've never heard of that one. I don't listen. Like, okay, that's cool. Where do you work? I've never heard of that place either.
Sorry, I only listen to satellite. I'm like, it's okay. But why would you tell me that? Like, just be like, oh, that's nice. Like if you just like you said, if you work at an accountant, it's like, oh, I've never heard of your accounting company. I use so and so. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, oh, you work at an accountant. Nice. People feel very comfortable telling you that.
They do.
It hurts our feelings, you guys. Can you just keep it to yourself?
But it's
I'm
hard
just
to
kidding.
It's
It
hard to
doesn't.
it's hard to get that out there because everyone that's listening to us listens to the show and knows the station. So how do you get that PSA out to somebody unless we do a commercial or something? You can't get that word out there. Tell your friends.
That's true. And don't do a photo shoot at the post office.
Coming up next, we have the Hot 3. What do you have for us?
All right. Are we having an issue with loyalty when it comes to brands? Most shoppers say they switch brands after a bad experience. How many does it take? We'll talk about that. Also, are you brutally honest? We know a lot of people that are apparently. The average person bites their tongue how many times a day? And a pet food brand is opening up a pop-up restaurant for humans. Would you go? We'll tell you all about it coming up next in the Hot 3. The other day, I was doing an appearance at Silver State Schools Credit Union. It was so funny because this lady comes in and she's like, "Oh, you're Mercedes! Oh my gosh!" She was really nice and we had a great conversation. And as she was leaving, she goes, "I just wanted to tell you," and my heart always drops when people do that. I'm like, "Yes." She goes, "That you are way prettier in person," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And so she left. And I was talking to our coworkers. I'm like, way prettier in person, like compared to like the radio, or like I'm like, I was very kind of confused. So I'm looking outside and I see her get out of her car and she's walking back in. And I was like, and she comes in and she goes, "I just wanted to apologize because that probably sounded really rude." And I was like, "No, not at all. It's fine." She goes, I just meant that you. Goes, "I am digging a hole." She's like, "You're pretty in other ways, but in person you're prettier." And I was like, "Well, thank you." I didn't know what to say to it. It was so funny. But the fact that she got out of her car and came back in because she felt bad, I'm like, please don't feel bad. It was so funny.
Did you ever see a picture? Like, I'm sure there's people out there that listen. I met people that have listened to the show before. Have never seen us, what we look like. They just, they get in the car, they listen to the radio, and that's it. But then they meet you, they're like, "Oh, I was expecting something different." Like,
yeah.
What were you expecting?
Everyone expects me to have blonde hair.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're a brunette." I'm like, yeah.
I met you within a couple of months
Of
you
me
getting
starting.
it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I would hear the show. So I picture you with darker hair. But I would say it would have been. Didn't you like early on do a live broadcast from Einstein Brothers Bagel across from UNLV? And was Lance Burton the magician there?
Probably. Did you come out to that?
I opened it. I peeked in because I wanted to see what you look like. I didn't say anything. I just opened the door. 2 months later,
Creeper.
I was there at the menu. Wait, is that you staring at me?
Yeah, creeping.
No, it's behind the menu like this. It was the late 90s. I didn't have a laptop.
Oh, yeah.
Where's a big old PC? I need school books. My backpack. I could use this. MTV Unplugged.
Oh my gosh, we have CDs.
Nirvana. Seriously,
This is-
what is this? This is the classic.
Put that on eBay.
It's sealed too. It's
Put it
sealed.
on eBay.
This is the one that launched. I mean, this is the one that everyone knows the music videos from.
Can someone help me with the Wordle today? Please. I'm stuck. Don't give it to me. Just tell me a letter to pick. Please don't give it to me.
Do you Google it?
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Oh no, you can.
Oh. I don't want to do that.
No.
It ends with ART. It's 5 letters, so it's not fart. Quart. Yes. It's quart. Got it. Oh, sorry if I spoiled it. Oh my God.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad at me, guys. I wasn't even thinking. I feel really bad now. It was not that. It's something else. I'm so sorry, guys. Wow, I feel really bad.
This CD is selling for $200. This has $250 on eBay.
Are you serious?
120. No, yeah, high end, good condition.
That one's actually wrapped. You should sell it, dude.
I don't know whose it is. It's in the studio. It's sealed.
Oh,
It's
actually,
not a-
that's
it's-
mine. I left it in there. I'm sorry. I forgot.
You bought this back in whenever it came out and left it in here. And it's not a promotional one too. It's a regular CD too. That's almost a bought.
Where's Steph go?
I think she went on her walk. She's not in her studio. Before the Hot Threes, she always goes for a walk. She's back. She walked back in.
She's missed a lot.
There she is.
Hey,
How was your walk?
I went on a walk and I went to the bathroom. And I ate a Kind bar all within those 6 minutes.
Dang, you're a busy girl.
It was great. What'd you guys do? What'd you guys talk about?
I spoiled the Wordle
You
Jason-
did?
on accident.
Like I play. You did. Okay.
He is gonna make money off of a CD he found in the studio.
There's a CD in the studio worth almost $300. I just found.
$300. What CD is it?
And the reason I discovered that CD because we revealed I creeped on Mercedes back in the late '90s, which was doing a live broadcast.
Oh, that's weird. And now here you guys are today.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally like a month before he got a job at the radio station.
Yeah,
What?
We started within like 2 or 3 months. of
yeah.
each other.
We started within a couple of months.
When did you guys meet within those months you guys started? Or how far in?
You started in April. I started in April. You started?
No, technically I signed on March. I signed my contract on March 24th.
When did
But
you arrive to town?
I think that like the 21st.
Of March.
Yeah, but we didn't go on the air right away. I don't think. I don't remember.
I started in August at the radio station.
I felt like I saw you before that though. Maybe not.
You know what's funny is that you guys kind of started around your own birthdays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh. So you're
That's
creeping on
crazy.
her?
She was doing a live broadcast across from UNLV at the Einstein Brothers Bagels. So I would catch the show, drive into school for maybe a month because then I graduated in '97, and then I did summer school for a quick minute, taking broadcasting classes. But so I would just catch the tail end of the show when he used to wrap up the show with the sorry list,
Yeah.
and then I was at UNLV and she was across the street, so I just popped in to see what she looked like. I literally opened the door at Einstein Brothers Bagels, looked, and then left.
Wow. That's JC right there in the camera. This is what you look like.
This is a creeper.
Interesting. You are that guy without knowing.
And then I would catch you after the show at 10 a.m. Mercedes would always step outside of the studio for a couple of minutes, and I'd be walking up to do promotion stuff, and I'd catch you outside the studio.
Catch me outside. How about that?
What were you doing outside? She's like, I need a break. I'm tired of
Step
this
outside.
show."
Getting some fresh air.
There was a studio door. Was literally you walk out of the studio and then there was that exit door. It was right there. It was so easy to pop outside.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've thought about during some of our longer breaks where we're playing a song and then also like commercials, going out and seeing if I could just do a lap around the building. How long do you think that would take?
The full building?
Yeah, the full
You
building
could do
on the
of course.
outside without running.
Yeah,
Just
walk.
walk.
It's so refreshing. Like, if I step outside to grab something in my car, it's being outside for the 10 seconds. It just resets you. It's so weird. You
I
hear the
know.
noise of the city waking up. You could do it in a commercial break. Commercial breaks sometimes 6 minutes.
You could do it. I think yes. On Saturday when we were walking from Wally's up to the bar, I was like, "Damn, Mercedes is walking fast." I was like, "Slow down."
Was I really?
You think you're just naturally a fast walker? I don't think you're
Oh.
not. I don't think you're like, "Come on, catch up." You're just kind of like, "Is this how I walk?"
Matt always tells me I walk so slow, but I think I just walk slow with him. I think everywhere else I walk fast, but with him I walk slow.
Well, I also remember last year in Chicago when we walked to Nike. Remember? It's like, wow, she's a fast walker.
Commit. You gotta
Commit.
commit.
Oh, that's right with the stoplights. Come on.
Yes, that's
I
right.
just said that the other day to someone. I was like, you have to commit.
You do.
The Hot Three is brought to you by attorney Paul Powell. More lawyer, less fee.
All right. How loyal are you? 54% of consumers would stop using a brand after just one bad experience, with millennials being the most likely to cut the cord. This new poll found that inconsistent or obsolete online product information is the number one deal breaker for consumers who quote unquote break up with a brand that they use. However, half the poll also says a great online or social media experience like fast replies to questions, funny posts, detailed how-to videos, they would actually convince them to give the brand another try. Have you ever just stopped using a brand because of a bad experience with it?
I'm pretty forgiving in that kind of department. If there's a brand that I use and something goes wrong, I may stop using it for a week or two, but I do circle back to it. I had an issue with the people that clean my house. We had a couple little things on both sides, and ended up cutting.
Well, tell us.
I ended up cutting service.
What was the issue?
You're
not saying their name. Just say it.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I feel bad because everything's fine now. They're really good people, and it's just.
What was the issue on your side then? You said on both sides.
My issue on my side was the two issues that I had. It was like there's small back-to-back issues. And the conversation that I had, it just didn't go down the road that I expected. And I said, you know what, let's just part ways. Thank you for your service. I'll use someone else. And like that night, Laura's like, what'd you do? And I'm like, I know, I missed them already. And then I went a couple days without it. And then I called back. So this happened like on a Thursday. So the following Monday, I called back. And I'm like, hi, I'd like to start new service. Like, have you used us before? I'm like, yes. Like, when did you stop? I'm like, last week. And everything is fantastic. We had a funny conversation about the whole thing. And I said, listen, we've been together for 10 years. Like any relationships, there's hiccups. I felt like that was a hiccup. Let's just move past it. Like, yeah, absolutely. Look forward to cleaning your house again.
So, I'm curious. What happened?
I don't want to. I maybe during the social club, I'll tell you. It was nothing bad. There was just a couple of things that didn't sit well with me, and I could have handled it better too. The way I called
What could it be, Steph? Jump in here. What do you think? What could have happened that would get JC to say we should part ways? Thank you for your service.
I feel like it's something with the dogs. Maybe something they didn't properly clean Jax's room.
If we get it right, will you tell us?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, nothing to do with the dog.
Nothing to do with the
Jack's
dogs.
always- and I was in a mood too when I called them, and it's a lot of it's on me too. And the dude that I was talking to, I think, was in a mood. And we were
JC
just-
was a Karen. JC was being a Karen on,
Oh my
on the phone.
Did it have to do with yours or your wife's underwear?
nothing with underwear. No.
Is it a certain room in your house though that was?
There was one room, and then another area of the house too. And again, it's,
Did they break something?
nothing was broken. No, nothing was broken.
Something wasn't cleaned properly. Knowing JC, he's could be OCD. He goes, the strikes on the window was not up and down; it was left and right.
But I don't think he wouldn't like sever ties for that. I think it has to be something pretty personal for
Oh,
you to.
Someone's commenting. This is what someone said.
Didn't properly dust his WWE belt.
Bob, you nailed it. You put it back crooked. Like you cleaned my belt, but you put it back
It
crooked.
needs to be at a 45-degree angle.
Someone says on the text line, it was when he walked on the carpet and it was wet.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to put this company on blast because everything's fine. They're fantastic. There's like I said,
You never said the company.
there are two little hiccups, and I handled it in an improper way when I called, and I called back, and I was apologetic about the whole thing. I'm like, I miss you guys.
JC was a Karen. I love that.
I
That
totally
was the best
was.
stuff.
I totally was, Steph. I'll cancel my service.
I lied. I want you back.
2 days later.
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
My wife's like, they've been the best for 10 years. They've done this and this for us. They go above and beyond. When we were away in Wyoming, I forgot to cancel service. They still came out to the house. Like, no worries. We'll come back next week. And here I am. I'm going to cancel service.
you said you tell us during the social club.
How about tomorrow? Okay, fine. I'll
Aw.
tell you during this. I'll tell you during this.
Okay, all right. Also this morning, do you think the world would be a better place if we were just brutally honest all the time? Well, a new poll found that most people think so, but very few of us have the guts to actually do it. Here's some of these new stats on honesty. 57% of the people think it would be better if everyone just told people what they were thinking and didn't hold back. Do you want to hear people's brutal honesty?
I appreciate the honesty, but I don't think brutal honesty gives you a pass to be mean to someone. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just brutally honest. Sorry. Like, well, you know what? You were kind of a jerk right there. So
You don't
Do
have
say
to
you're
be
sorry.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. 83% of us bite our tongues a lot and avoid saying stuff that might offend people. We hold back 4 times a day on average. That includes big stuff, but also little things like not wanting to tell someone to chew with their mouth shut or saying, no, I don't want to see any more pictures on your phone of your family or your dog or whatever. 77% of us think we're good at hiding the fact that we're not being totally honest. And 56% of people claim they want people to be brutally honest with them and not hold back.
do you want brutal honesty from people?
Not brutal. I want honesty, but you can be nice about it. I appreciate it. Like, there's sometimes things you don't want to hear, but you need to hear. And so I appreciate people that find a way to say it in a not so rude way.
Yeah, I don't want anything brutal.
Brutality is
Yeah,
awful.
it's mean. With your honesty, serve my food, anything, clean my house. Don't be brutal. Be nice.
But when someone says, "Can I be completely honest with you?" I always am like, no.
How about 80% honesty?
Finally, this morning, you probably won't get a table at this place. So we'll see. I wouldn't want a table at this place, but the brand Fancy Feast, they are opening up a pop-up restaurant in New York next week where all the food is based on their cat food flavors. It's called Gatto Bianco, which means white cat in Italian. They got a Michelin star chef to come up with dishes for human based on Fancy Feast recipes, but only 16% or 16 people rather will be able to eat there over the next 2 days. It's just a gimmick, and the food doesn't actually look like cat food at all. The main courses include salmon with saffron risotto, baked sea bass with capers and olives, and braised beef with spinach and polenta. Now, we're also pretty sure a few of the ingredients in the desserts would be toxic for cats. There's like a lemon panna cotta, an espresso ice cream, and chocolate covered almond cake. Cats can't have lemon coffee or chocolate. But to get a spot, you have to visit their page on OpenTable this Thursday at 9 a.m. our time if you want to eat at the Fancy Feast restaurant.
Fancy Feast is such elegant cat food. I remember we had our
Fancy
cats.
Feast.
We get Fancy Feast every once in a while. It smelled so good. too.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. it
Oh
smelled
man,
fancy.
I hate the smell of wet dog or cat food. It just makes me want to throw up. I cannot stand it.
It's so fancy.
Ugh.
Here in the 8 o'clock hour, those tickets for you to see Red Hot Chili Peppers. They are here this weekend, Allegiant Stadium. We have your tickets at 8:25.
Okay, spill the tea.
You got 2 minutes.
There are just a couple little things stacking up. And the one thing goes back a few weeks. I think I talked about it on the show. They did the house. Great job. I came home. Laura was out of town. On our staircase, the landing of our staircase, it was wet. They spilled something. Something was spilled because no one was
I
home.
remember you talking about that.
So I called them as I'm driving to the TV station. I'm like, hey, the ladies, they spilled something. Do you know what they spilled? Was it the mop? And they're like, let's double check. And they call back and they said that the ladies are pretty sure they didn't spill anything. So the thing there was the fact that all afternoon, I'm doing the TV show. I had to do something afterwards. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, there's a leak in my house. There's a pipe leaking. It's getting worse and worse and worse because I'm not home right now. And so I got home. I was so freaked out about being a pipe leak. I pulled up the carpet to see where the leak was coming from, and it was dry down bottom. So it was obviously something was spilled. I'm like, that was a very stressful day for me because they spilled something and didn't realize it was them. But anyway, and then the following week was we had the carpets cleaned, and they didn't have booties on. It just messed things up.
Oh yeah, the non-booties. I'd be upset.
So, but I did. The way it called, I had an attitude about me, and it just, I'm like, cancel service.
Never mind.
Literally, like I called. I'm like, I'm so sorry. You guys are the best. And she's like, I know, we like you too. And I'm like,
I know we're the best. We are the best, aren't we?
You are the best, except your attitude, Karen.
The lady she's like, I was stunned when I came in. I heard the message. You're canceling service. I'm like, I wasn't me. I'm in a distressed state.
It was upset, JC.
Yeah, I was angry, JC.
Oh, that's funny.
It was just very motherly. It's okay. It happens.
What's your rising sign, JC?
We need to know his rising sign.
That could have something to do with it.
I'm a
It
Leo.
could. Or his moon sign too could be another.
Do you know the time that you were born, the exact time?
8:33 p.m. Eastern time.
Where were you born?
Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Can you find out?
Yeah.
Want to talk about
stuff here?
Yeah.
JC, can you send me the year you were born?
2000. I'll
I
send it
got
to you now.
another year. I do.
Are we signing off?
Yeah, we'll have to sign off.
Send me a website to
Okay.
do that, and I'll put it in because I know.
Okay, thank you.
I was
Bye,
born
guys.
in 19.
He signs off.